All right, you're live. And here's Kelly.
Rosie, you can put your hand down?
I can, yeah.
Thank you. I would like to call to order the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency. This is the Board of Directors meeting. It's the Zoom conference. It's May 25th, 2021. It's a little after 10 a.m. Thank you, Rosie, for coordinating all of this. I would like to have, we do have quorum. Roll call, please. Mike Metzger is here. Gary Henry. Here. Hans Sauer. Here. Mark Odell. Here. Dennis Rack. Here. Kelly Farrell Du Bois. Here. Jay Churchill. Here. Let the record show there are 7 members present. We have quorum. Before we start, I would like to have a moment of silence in remembrance of Greg Peterson's son-in-law, and also to sympathies to his family. Thank you. I would like to entertain a motion for the approval of the April 27th, 2021 minutes, which you have received prior to the meeting. So moved. That was Jay Churchill. Okay, Jay Churchill moved and Mark Odell, I'll take you as a second, please. Motion's been seconded. Any changes, corrections, questions? Again, thank you, Rosie. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carried unanimously. I'd now like to move to new business, please. It's about time that Dylan is doing some work. I see that he's on each of these agenda items. I agree. Yeah. So if I could please ask Jay, if you could please move new business A. And then, wait, let's first have Rich Dixon and Millen introduce new business A, which is Miracle Real Estate LP.
Thanks, Mike. I'm going to be very brief here. We all had our hand on this exciting project. With us today is Matt Ryder. Christine will be introducing him, and then Mark wanted to say a few words as well. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Christine to introduce Matt.
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you, Rich. Yes, we're happy to have Matt Ryder with us today. You've heard from Miracle previously at a board meeting where Mark Auer gave a really lengthy presentation to the board. Matt, would you like to make some comments before the board introduces resolutions for this new Fraser project in the town of Dunkirk?
Oh, just briefly, that we're excited and very appreciative of the work that's been done by CCIDA, folks from the Empire State Development Corporation, folks in the city. Miracle does projects like this all over the world, and I help them do a lot of these projects. And I will tell you that our experience for this project in Dunkirk was one of the best and smoothest that we've had in a very long time. So really, I'm just here to express my appreciation for the folks who have worked so hard. And I would put Christine at the top of that list. She's been an absolute all-star. So thank you.
Thank you, Matt. I would just like to update the board. You've received the application previously. The public hearing was held April 6th. You received a transcript of the minutes or, the comments at that public hearing. And the town of Dunkirk chose to act as lead agency for this project, and they issued a negative declaration regarding the secret determination on May 7th. I believe Mark Geist has some additional comments that you'd like to make about this project. Mark, are you on mute?
Yeah, I had unmute my phone. I guess I'll do it through my computer. I was on my phone, but my phone was muted, I think, from the other end. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Loud and
Yes.
clear, Mark.
Okay. I had to turn my volume back up on my computer, turn my phone off because my phone was muted, I think, on Rosie's end, so I apologize for that. I just wanted to say a few words about really the cost benefit analysis. I think it's important that we think about what is the impact on the community and kind of what are we foregoing, if you will, which is defined as cost. What are we foregoing for what we're gaining? And we've been contracting with CGR for this program called Inform Analytics. And we've been trying to do this cost benefit analysis. And just real quickly, I just wanted to run through that. Again, the benefits versus the costs. The benefits are, direct spending, payroll, payments to the taxing jurisdictions, direct investments in the community, and the cost or the value of the incentives are what we're foregoing as part of the tax incentives we're offering for this project. Just really high level, the proposed investments or the investments that are going to be made in the community are over $41 million. That's for construction spending, furniture, fixture, equipment, land acquisition, etc. Over $41 million. The value or the cost of the incentives is about $5.5 million, and that's property tax incentives, exemptions, sales tax abatements, etc. So that's discounted as about $5.2 million over 10 years. So the benefits to the community, when you look at the payroll, you look at the taxes being paid to the community, state benefits in terms of tax revenues, etc., is discounted $157 million over 10 years. So that's significant. So when you do the ratio cost benefit to cost, it comes out to about 30 to 1. So that's huge. 10 to 1 is good. 5 to 1 is good. 30 to 1 is exceptional. So I just wanted to articulate that, and again, thank Matt and his team. You guys have been a pleasure to work with as well, and we're really, really excited about this project. And so with that, I will turn it back over to Millen. I
have one comment before Millen. Mark, those points you just made, Jay Churchill here, those points you just made, is it possible you put those in a bullet point and let the rest of the board have that in front of them? Because I think those are great points for us to be investors for some of the good that happens here.
Sure, yeah. And, they're in the cost benefit analysis that comes along with the packet, but I would be glad to high level certainly put those in bullet point form.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no other board member questions, I'm happy to describe the resolution. As was mentioned, the town opted to act as lead agency, so and the IDA did not object. So we are bound, if you will, by the town's determination on SECRA. So there's no separate SECRA resolution, as we often have. This is the final approving resolution. We've done all of the intervening steps, including some of the due diligence that has been discussed. This resolution will approve your standard UTEP real property tax exemption and a sales and use tax exemption. And other than that, it is in the same standard form as you've seen. We're already started working on documents, and I see no reason why this would not close shortly after the meeting if approved.
Great, thank you, Bill and Christine, Matt, and Mark. This is a tremendous project for our county, and thank you again, Matt. Any further questions? Hearing none, Mark, if you could please move new business A2.
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. Resolution 05-25-21-01, a miracle final resolution.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Mark, seconded by Hans. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call. Mike,
Mike, you're muted.
thank you, Rosie. Hearing none, roll call vote, please. Mike Metzger votes aye. Gary Henry?
Aye.
Hans Howard?
Aye. Aye.
Mark Odell?
Aye.
Dennis Rack? Aye. Kelly Farrell Du Bois?
Aye.
Jay Churchill?
Aye.
Let the record show there are 7 votes in the affirmative. Motion carried unanimously. Congratulations, tremendous project. Now, let's move to new business B. Sheridan CSG 1 LLC and Sheridan CSG 2 LLC, presented by Rich and Miller.
Okay, I'm off mute. Thank you, Mike. Today with us we have James Bedrin, who's the development manager for Dimension Renewable Energy. And he's going to talk a little bit about the 2 projects that we have today that Miller will talk about the resolution. These are just more of the renewable energy projects coming to our county. They benefit the landowner, they benefit our reliability, they provide green energy. We're excited about these projects. And with that, I'll turn it over to James Bedrin. And James, if you would talk to us about these 2 projects and about the property and what's going on with everything, I'd appreciate it. So thank you.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Great. Hi, my name is James Bedrin. I am a project development manager with Dimension Energy. First of all, thank you to the Chautauqua County IDA and to Rich and Rosie, who have been working closely with in the last couple of weeks on their applications, for having us here today. So Dimension Energy, we are a solar developer headquartered in Atlanta with offices in New York City. And we develop what are usually known as community solar projects. We're active in several markets, mainly New York State, but also active in some other markets such as Virginia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. So that's just a brief overview of the company, but so let me just dive into the project. We have 2 solar projects located on approximately 100-acre parcel that we're proposing to subdivide into 3 separate parcels. The parcels are located in the town of Sheridan on Worley and Harrington Road. Both projects are roughly equal in size. They have a very size megawatt AC, so they're both 4.125 megawatt AC projects. And when they both come online, that should be enough solar power to power about well over 2,000 homes. So, as Rich mentioned, they provides benefits to the landowner, but also provides renewable energy to the community, and also meets the New York State's ambitious renewable energy goals. So we worked very closely with many stakeholders on developing these projects. We provided all the secret documentation, have gotten a negative declaration from the town of Sheridan, and that involved working with agencies such as the State Historic Preservation Office, working with NHP, making sure we're not affecting any endangered species, and also working closely with National Grid on interconnection. We have a fully executed interconnection agreement with National Grid for both projects. And then we provided an application for a special use permit with the town of Sheridan back in February, and have worked with the planning board and zoning board through the secret process. Both projects received the negative declaration earlier this month on May 3rd. And then we are working with the town board on getting special use permits issued. We have a public hearing scheduled tomorrow night with the town board on special issuance. So that's a brief overview of the projects. I'm happy to answer any questions. And again, thank you for having me.
Nice job, James.
Thank you.
Hearing no questions, Mike, I think we'll just let Millen talk about the resolution.
Great.
Happy to. I would add one comment, which is that when the town did their SECRA analysis, they did not name the IDA as an involved agency. Therefore, the IDA will do its own SECRA analysis. So when this comes back to the board for final approval, we will have a separate SECRA resolution. I have no reason to think that the IDA is going to come to a different conclusion than the town. But again, that's further down the line. This is a standard preliminary resolution, which only tells us that there is interest in this project, and it instructs the staff and council to start various due diligence, including cost-benefit analysis, hold a public hearing, and then, and if there's no other issues, come back to the board. I will note that this is likely to be a deviation from the IDA's UTEP, and we understand there's likely to be a host community agreement, all of which will be flushed out during the due diligence period. So again, this is just a preliminary resolution indicating that there's enough interest in the board to instruct us to go forward.
Thank you, Nolan. And thank you, James, for being here to present this great project. Any questions from the board?
Question, Mr. Chairman. Yes. Well, I guess one quick question. James, where's this county or dimension located? Where are you based out of?
Yeah, so our headquarters are in Atlanta, which is where most of our workforce is. But we also have a little bit of our own nature as well. So I'm personally located in Binghamton, New York, a couple hours east of you. And we also have another office in New York City. So a couple of our team members are located in the city.
Yeah, thank you for that. And Chairman, these are community solar projects under 5 meg, and quite frankly, the town's on board. So I think that's all live because we've been doing that for the last several years. I am pleased though to see that Millen and Paul O'Brien would be looking at the lease back agreements when we get to that point. They are putting us in under covenant C here for to see company covenants and agrees to deliver to the agency within 30 days after the first anniversary of the scheduled completion date a report on the performance, and operation of the solar arrays at the project facility, and in comparison thereof to the company's original projections submitted to the agency, together with such other information as the agency shall reasonably request. All in form and substance satisfactory to the agency in its reasonable discretion. So, Millen, Paul, thank you for putting that in there into the verbiage. I think that's good. That way we got something to look back on, 1 year post completion. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Excellent points. Any other questions or comments?
Hey, Mike, nothing about this, but I apologize. I'm going to have to leave the meeting. I think we've still got a quorum, correct?
Correct.
Yes, we do, Dennis, and appreciate your participation.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Sorry, got 2 or 3 things going on here.
No. Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah. Let the record show that Dennis Rack is no longer at the meeting. We have 6 board members present. We do have quorum. If you could please move new business B2.
Okay. Resolution -25-21-02 Sheridan CSG1 LLC preliminary resolution.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Jay, seconded by Kelly. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please. Mike Metzger votes aye. Gary Henry?
Aye.
Hans Auer?
Aye.
Mark Odell?
Aye.
Kelly Phillips?
Aye.
Jay Churchill?
Aye.
Let the record show that there are 6 votes in the affirmative. Motion carried unanimously. Gary, if you could please move new business B3.
Yes. Resolution 05-25-21-03 Sheridan CSG2 LLC preliminary resolution.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Gary, seconded by Mark. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please. Mike Metzger votes aye. Gary Henry?
Aye.
Hans Auer?
Aye.
Mark Odell?
Aye.
Kelly Phillips?
Aye.
Churchill?
Aye.
Let the record show that there are 6 votes in the affirmative. Motion carried unanimously. Now I would like to move to new business C, the Omni to Whitville LLC, and that'll be presented by Carol and Millen.
Okay, thanks, Mike. First of all, we have Peter McCullough with us today, Director of Development for Omni Nevadas. And Peter has presented us with an application of a financial assistance related to a proposed solar photovoltaic energy system. It's located in the town of Chautauqua. The proposed project is installation of a 5 megawatt solar energy system. It covers approximately 30 acres of the property at Hartfield Stockton Road in the town of Chautauqua. The application, after doing the financial analysis, the cost analysis, if you will, they have requested sales tax. The sales tax benefit comes to $403,600. A mortgage recording tax benefit of $44,150, and then of course property tax benefit $1,689,151. The solar system will produce electricity fed into the grid, directly sold to consumers, homeowners, or larger users. I'll have Millen introduce the resolution. And at this time, I would like to introduce Peter. Peter, if you'd like to continue describing the project, or are you there, Peter? I think I just went off. I'm not sure if anyone heard me.
I'm not seeing him,
I
Carol.
can't hear.
I'm not seeing Peter, Carol.
Okay.
Looks like
No,
Peter.
Rich, are you there?
Yeah, I just wanted to say we've worked very closely.
Yes,
with the town. Peter, are you
and
back?
Carol,
Are you back, Peter?
well, thank you.
Go ahead, Peter, please. Well, not hearing Peter, I just wanted to say we've worked very closely with the town of Chautauqua, Don Emhart, on this project, and continue to work with them to make sure this is something that the town wants, and they do. They want us to proceed. So we're working hand in hand with the town and with Peter. And again, another exciting project for Chautauqua County. And I'm sure Peter will be able to join us at the next meeting to discuss it when we consider approving it. Right, Carol?
Yes, we will invite him to the next meeting. Sorry. I guess he must have some trouble online.
So, Millen, you want to talk about the resolutions, please?
Sure. Again, secret, I don't think we've gotten far enough to know whether or not the town or the IDA is going to be lead agency or will do uncoordinated, but we will investigate that as part of the due diligence process. Again, Carol described what the anticipated pilot is going to be. That would end up being a deviation. And again, there'll be a separate host community agreement, as we've seen with most of these solar projects. But again, all of that is part of the due diligence process. This is just a preliminary resolution indicating enough interest for the board to instruct the staff and council to conduct the due diligence, and we'll come back for final approval in, roughly a month, maybe two.
Thank you, everyone. Another great project for Chautauqua County. If there are no questions from the board for Carol, Millen, or Rich,
I just have a couple, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
Back. Everyone look to me first, right?
Yeah.
Just so hope is not on. Hey, Carol, what can you tell us about the developer? Where are they from? I mean, I'm looking up on into Whitfield. This was just formed in
Boston.
in February, this year. So
Yeah. Actually, their headquarters is in Boston,
okay.
Massachusetts. I know Peter has been great to work with. He's been very, very specific. He has a start date of 9/2021. Said it would take about 6 months to complete, so he would be finished April 2022. And anything else? I'm not sure.
No,
Mark, just to add to that, Mark, I have a list that was given to me by the work group I'm on with NYSCDC, just listing all the projects around the state of New York, and Omni has quite a few. So they're a known entity, proven track record. So, and as Carol said, they've been great to work with.
Thanks.
Thank you for that. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Nope, good question. Thank you. If I could please ask Mark, if you could please move new business C2.
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. Resolution 05-25-21-04, Omni Whitfield preliminary resolution.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Motion by Mark, seconded by Gary. Any further discussion?
Mike, Peter just rejoined the Zoom.
All right. Peter, would you like to say anything in respect to this project? Good to have you back.
No, and I sincerely apologize. I'm traveling. I think I just went through a dead zone, so I apologize about dropping off. It sounded like I hopped back on in the middle of the motion, being late. And again, I don't want to hold you up any longer. But yeah, basically, Carol touched on kind of the high level of the project. The only other comment I would make is that we're going through the seeker and special use permit process with the town. We've been through the zoning board and got the recommendation for approval. We're now going through the town board and the public hearing process for seeker as well as the special use permit, as Carol mentioned.
I think we might be losing you again, Peter.
Peter, if you could hear us, we will invite you back to the next board meeting for the final resolution.
Okay, let's hope he's not traveling to Chautauqua County with these bad connections.
Rosie, can you mute him,
Yep.
please?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's not letting me
Appreciate
mute him.
everyone's time. No, and I don't want to hold it.
I'm gonna disconnect him.
Okay, thank
Thank
you, Rosie. We are. I'm going to have a roll call vote on new business C2. We've had a motion and a second. Mike Metzger votes aye. Gary Henry.
Aye.
Hans Sauer.
Aye.
Godell.
Aye.
Kelly Farrell Du Bois. Kelly.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself.
No problem. Thank you. And Jay Churchill.
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show there are 6 votes in the affirmative. Motion carried unanimously. Now let's move to, thank you, Carol. Now let's move to new business D, which is, boy, we've got great projects. Haida Bay Resort, LLC. This will be presented by Mark, Christine, and Bill.
So, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I just wanted to give, really briefly, the background on Haida Bay Resort. We used to go to that restaurant 20 years ago. It's a great spot, and right on the water, beautiful. Ran into some disrepair, and the owners ended up not, paying their taxes. It went into foreclosure with the county, and really it was now Senator George Borrello, when he was a legislator for the county, really advocated for that property to go to the land bank instead of just going on the open market and you get what you get, with the fear that somebody might buy it, level it, and build a house there. They really wanted the land bank to get it, and for us to market it as some kind of resort or another restaurant or something that really would cater to the public. So that was 2016, and we tried for a long time. We contracted with an engineering firm to do some kind of conceptual drawings, and we identified all the barriers, if you will, to development at the site. We really didn't get any good proposals, and we did that twice. And then there was a fire there, and that caused a whole other set of issues. But here we are. We kept at it, and lo and behold, Kevin Cullen comes along and has an idea that is just exactly what we, I shouldn't say exactly, but certainly fits in the realm of what we were thinking would be a good thing for that waterfront. So the land bank approved the sale to Kevin, and so we're moving ahead here today. But I wanted to give you that background because, this has been a long time in the making, 5 years, and good things come to those who wait, right? So with that, I will turn it over. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder. I'll kick it over to Christine from here.
Thank you, Mark.
Christine,
that was an
before
excellent introduction, and I think the background on this project in particular is so important to your point.
Christine, I don't mean to interrupt. We have a caller. I just want to get their name. I have a caller ending in 2975. Can I ask who that is?
Hi, this is Kristen Needy with the Adventure Sports Development. Just listening in. I got kicked off a minute ago.
Okay, thank you.
Just rejoining. Thanks.
Okay, and before I move forward, I see Jean is also on the line, and I'm not calling on Jean to present at this time, but I think we have Kevin Cullen, Jean Tundo, and Christian from the Haida Bay development team with us today. Is that correct, Kevin? We have three of you?
That is correct. Yeah, there's three of us.
Okay. Thank you. So I'll just do a brief introduction, and then I know you've prepared a presentation that you'd like to share with the board. And so first I'd like to acknowledge that really my coworker, Linda Burns, spent, extensive amount of time beginning this project, working with the land bank, as Mark mentioned, and also, working initially with Kevin and his team related to the project, various potential incentives, and the CCIDA application. And it's just in recent months that I've, come onto the team and am helping facilitate that for the IDA and for the development. I know that Kevin has a presentation for you. Just so that the board is aware, we've received an application requesting benefits for this tourism destination project. The request is our typical 15-year pilot schedule following the tourism destination schedule, sales tax abatement for 1 to 2 years at the most, mortgage recording tax abatement, and there will be no deviation. Today, we're just presenting a preliminary resolution, which I know Melon will describe in a few minutes. But I'd like to call on Kevin and Jean and Christian to make your presentation now. And I'm not sure, Kevin, if you're planning to share your screen or if you'd like Rosie to share her screen with the presentation.
I'll give it a shot sharing my screen here, and if it doesn't work, I know Rosie's on backup, so I appreciate that.
Sure.
Just want to say thank you first and foremost, especially to Christine, who's been absolutely phenomenal to work with, and everyone from the IDA staff. We're excited about this project. So I'm having a security privacy issue with my share screen. So if Rosemary, if you wouldn't mind sharing what we sent over.
All right, can you guys see that? Okay. And just let me know when you want me to scroll, Kevin.
Okay, thanks. So here's, we'll keep it nice and short for you. It's just a couple slides, but we definitely wanted to give you all some visuals on, what we have planned for down there. This is a rendering, kind of broad strokes overview look. Obviously, the structures will actually not be as they're appeared that close to the water. There's a coastal erosion hazard area line. Basically cuts the property in half lengthwise, parallel to the water. Everything will be built behind that, and essentially in between that and the water will be a nice grassy lawn, very dynamic space with a almost a restoration buffer and nice sandy beach. We'll get more into that. Go to the next slide. Units will look like from the front, lots of glass. There'll be 2 rows of 5. They'll be staggered, so each unit has a waterfront view. A dynamic cafe bar and event space, and then Christian and I do the water sports and some other land sports at Rats, and we'll have full-on operations there. You can go to the next slide. So if you look at the plan, this is what it looks like from above. The parking area, you can see we're going to maintain a public access to the beach, and we'll have our own non-intrusive kayak and paddleboard launch in the lower left corner there, but we'll have one of our water sports centers as well. And then there's just a great history with this site. Christian and I are both from Silver Creek. We've been here 10 years. And I was down there last night giving a dinghy tour. And, there's lots of people there. It's been a public resource for years, and we kind of want to maintain that access. You can go to the next slide.
Hey, Kevin, before you continue, if you could just say what glamping is. I think most people know, but what is the concept, the 10,000-foot concept of what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So with this slide, it's a nice demonstration of it. So they're basically luxurious tiny homes. It's definitely, we have tremendous market research with that. I believe can be shared. You guys, I think, have access to our business plan. But it's an extremely quickly growing sector of the tourism economy, especially with the market shifts that have happened in response to COVID. People want that entire structure unit rented out. And basically it stands for glamorous camping. But frankly, we don't love the term glamping because it's, that's why we put resort in our title name. It's a hot name, so, we will kind of use it here and there. But yeah, it's entire structures, tiny is 260 square foot, but they'll have lofts. There'll be a second story. This is just a sample picture of on the top there. Our units, our lofts will actually go all the way across and are quite a bit higher, but that's just a sample of the decor of what it will look like. So yeah, that's nice. And you can go down to the next slide. The event space will be very dynamic. One of the parts of our business model that we feel is unique is the entire space can be rented out to an event such as a wedding or a retreat. So the wedding party, close guests can stay right on site, have their ceremony, have the reception. There'll be great gardens, great views with the historic railroad bridges and the waterfront. So we're really going after that, that event space. Go to the next slide. Again, in our research, we've also discovered people want to play where they stay. This is, again, one of our specialties that we bring to the table. It's just offering this wide variety of activities. Initially, everyone looks at it as a summer place, but as we dive deeper into what we do and what we have the capacity for, it will be open 4 seasons. We have a huge fishing and birding and winter programming available that we think we can do very well with. Yeah, it's really exciting stuff. The district, we quadrupled our sales in 2020 with the market shifts from COVID. People want to be outside, they want to be active, they want to enjoy their life and enjoy nature. So we provide those services. You can go to the next slide. So again, our business model, we're meeting that market need. We're offering diverse activities, active and passive recreation opportunities. And one of our primary goals is really catalyze further development in the village of Silver Creek. Christian and I live in a 14136 zip code, and we want to see a vibrant community. This project can do a lot to benefit that. And last slide. So we had a nice meeting down there with a lot of folks. The support from the village has been absolutely tremendous. The support from the county has been tremendous. There's so many people behind this project. And William Couple was kind enough to provide some historic photos of the site. And when we first proposed this through the RFP last spring, we actually did not know the history of the site. Apparently there actually were small cabins on site for years that we didn't know were there. Obviously, people are aware of the former restaurant. There was also formerly a footbridge there that we were not aware of, and the village has, as part of the recommendation in the upcoming local waterfront revitalization plan, is to restore that. And we also, we're looking for a little bit more parking, a little more connectivity. So, we're really excited about this project really spreading into the whole village and having a huge impact on northern Chautauqua County. So we're really excited, and we're very appreciative of the support from the county and the village and the town.
Thank you, Kevin. I would like to mention the projected jobs that were indicated in the application. There were 30 construction jobs indicated, 30 jobs in year 1 with 40 projected by year 3. Millen, are there any questions for Kevin?
A couple comments, Christine, if I could. Kevin, nice job with this. This is great. Had a nice lengthy discussion with, my colleague, Legislator Harmon right down the street from this project. Town is very excited too, as well as our now Senator Borrello. Really glad that at that time, we had voted to turn this over to the land bank for great reason. Maybe Mark, guys could answer this more than anybody. Has this already been paid out of the land bank, or they still have to go through their process as well?
Well, the land bank has approved the sale. I don't know what the paperwork's at.
Okay, so their approval on their board level is all set. So just make it to the start of the line.
Right.
Any other questions for Kevin? My computer's froze up here.
We see you.
Okay, I don't think there are any other questions. Melon, could you please describe the resolution that's being presented today?
Sure, happy to. This again is a preliminary resolution. I will make one point in that we have, after Rosie distributed this form, we changed the description slightly. Previously, we'd had this sort of main space that is described as cafe, bar, and patio space. We're now describing it as cafe, bar, and event space, as was just described. So the final resolution will have that phrase in it, but otherwise it's the same. Again, this is a preliminary resolution. We will have to conduct a secret, do a public hearing, and collect the various due diligence before it comes back to the board. Again, this resolution indicates there's nothing for the board to instruct us to go through all of those steps.
Thank you, Melon.
Great, thank you. Another tremendous project. I can't wait to get on right here. Yeah. Any other questions and thank you, Kevin, for being here to present. For Kevin, Christine, Mark, or Melon. Hearing none, I'll ask Hans to move new business D2.
Resolution 5-25-21-05, Haida Bay Resort LLC preliminary resolution.
Thank you, Hans. Do we have a second?
Second from Jay.
Thank you. We have a motion by Hans, seconded by Jay. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please. Mike Metzger votes aye. Gary Henry?
Aye.
Pat Tower?
Aye.
Mark Odell?
Aye.
Kelly Farrell Du Bois?
Aye.
Jay Churchill?
Aye.
Let the record show 6 votes in the affirmative. Motion carried unanimously. Excellent projects, everyone. Much appreciate your commitment to Chautauqua County.
Could be a good spot for the IDA Christmas party. If we want to, we could clamp overnight there.
I love it.
Good five, Jay.
That's a great idea. Is there heating? Now, what I'd like to do is move to the executive director report and CEO, Mark Goods.
Yeah, I really don't have anything to say. I do have a few things for executive session. Again, I just want to thank everybody, that's on the board for your hard work. I want to thank the staff that work so hard. We've got best in class here with staff, and so I appreciate them. Our consultants, Phillips, Lytle, Millen, Greg, everybody. So that's all I have today, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Okay. Any questions from them? Thank you, Mark. Move to the treasurer's report. Ribbon.
Let me just pull up the report, Rich. I just want to let the Haida Bay team know that they're welcome to stay on, but you can disconnect if you'd like.
This is exciting stuff, guys. So
so much. Yeah, we'll sign off, and we appreciate everything from your end, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike, I think I'll skip the 15-minute dissertation on accelerated depreciation thing, and we'll just get to the meat of the matter here. So,
I was looking forward to that, right?
So this is our report through April. I think of to note on the balance sheet, I'm looking at this on my phone, so it's a little small, but I want everyone to notice that we're in a very good cash position. We have money to lend in our CRLF fund, our Altech fund. We have most of that committed, but we have some money there available for insurance fund to board about the defederalization and what might happen there. Rosie, I can't see that. Can you go up just a little more? The CARES Act fund. To date, we've got $4.9 million in loans out. We have the rest of the money is committed, and we're working on that. I'd like to thank all the staff for all their hard getting documents in, and everybody's pitching in and doing everything these days. So it's as Mark says, what a great staff. So and Critic is marching along as well. Nothing new under the liability. If you look at the bond payable for 26 Talcott Street, that's $2.185 million, and we will be talking about that in executive session. If you go to the next page, please, Rosie. Here is our revenue and expense and our budget. Well, this is just the revenue and expense. IDA is a little in the hole. CARES Act has shown a lot of money. As the money comes in for our loans now, we're recognizing it as revenue. We will be putting a lot more bad debt in there once we make some more loans. Roughly 30% of the EDA CARES Act is going to bad debt in the year that we receive the money. And that's all I want to talk about there. If you go to the last page, please, Rosie. So as you see under our revenue, we should be around 300,000 at this point. We're only at 41. I predict by the end of June we'll have revenue in the bookings of 700,000. We have a couple of very large projects and a bunch of smaller projects that are coming to fruition. Webb's closes on Wednesday, so we keep moving that along. We hope it closes on Wednesday, right, Melon? Right. And we keep moving things along there. We will have to adjust our grant income to reflect the EDA CARES Act, and I thought that I would redo the budget at the end of June so we could have a signature there, but we will be redoing that. And there's some other grants that are pending that we might have to take into consideration with the new budget. Under the expenses, basically everything is a timing issue there. I don't see anything to be worried about. It's going to come in nicely on all those. So I think we're in real good shape again this year. And again, I'm happy about having cash in all the funds. Mike, some years that wasn't always the case. So that's all I have, unless there's specific questions.
Excellent job, Rich, and your team managing our portfolios.
Thank you.
Any questions? Hearing none, I would like to accept a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mark. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kelly. Motion's been made by Mark, seconded by Kelly. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carried unanimously. Now I'd like to entertain a motion to move to executive session for discussion of any real property, specific financials on companies, and or personnel issues. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by, motion made by Jay, seconded by Gary. All those in favor?